Okay, so you can see here that I've actually installed a bunch of different themes from the project downloads, but the one you want to be looking at now is 1.2 writing some basic PHP starter. So there's a starter version and a completed version, and you want to grab the starter one. So go ahead and activate that, then we can come over and visit our site, and we can see that there's not much going on here. We've got a title, some color, welcome, and my name is blank. So this is where our writing PHP is going to start. Okay, now you'll notice that I'm using wp-dev as mine. We set up WordPress earlier. You could name this whatever you like to follow along. And now I'm inside of wp-dev app public, inside of content themes, and this is where all of your themes will end up once you download them. You could either copy and paste them in here or upload normally through the admin area in WordPress. So I want to be looking at this starter theme in particular, so I'm just going to take this and drag it into Atom to open it up. Okay, now you'll notice that there is a screenshot and style.css. We're not really going to talk about those at this point. I really just want to focus on the index.php. Now, this is not your normal PHP file, and the way we're starting this is we're kind of having a static HTML file, and we're going to include some PHP in there. And this is actually all you need to set up a WordPress theme. You've got your index.php, style.css, and we'll talk about all of these in depth in this course. So know that this isn't necessarily a best practice for how to build a WordPress theme, especially some of this hard-coded stuff we have up here, but it will do for now. So what our practice is going to be is to create a variable and then echo that variable out here. So what we're going to do is start off inside of this PHP block. So anytime you see this here that opens it and this here that closes it, we could write our PHP inside there. Even though this is an HTML file, as long as it's named .php, you could still include some HTML in there. So I'm going to come down right here and I'm going to create a new variable name, or a new variable named name. A variable starts with a $sign and it allows us to save some value. So this could be all sorts of different type of things we could save, but right now I'm just going to enter in my name and hit semicolon. Now notice that anytime we have a string of text, we have to wrap it in quotation marks. I could also do single quotation marks, but you cannot do single quotation marks and then a single quotation mark inside of it. Notice that that's throwing an error. And likewise, if we wanted to wrap this inside, notice that that's going to break it there as well. So you could either go one or the other. Most of the time you'll see something like that with the double quotation mark. So I'm going to put my name here, and this is just saving this value. We'll look at a lot of different values that you could save, but here's a simple one. Then I'm going to echo this out. Notice that 2 forward slashes creates a comment, so none of that is going to be executed. I'm going to delete all of this and simply write echo name. We have to have a semicolon at the end of every line. This is really important. Notice if I delete this, it will cause an error, but we need to have that in there. So notice that this PHP block is just kind of appearing in the middle of our HTML. This is completely valid, although not necessarily always the best practice, but we have the same. Let's come back, or we have this saved. Let's come back into our theme now and make sure that it's working. Okay, so now when I refresh my theme, notice that I'm going to have my name there. Awesome, great job. Go ahead and follow this process for yourself and make sure that you could get this working. Start with the starter file, get as far along as you can with it, and you should have something that ends up being like this. Once you've done that, I'll show you a little trick here. If you ever want to add 2 strings together, like this, what we could do down here is we would say echo first, a period, quotations with space, another period, and last. And the period in PHP allows us to concatenate or combine things together. So we're combining my first name, a space because I want a space between it, and then my last name. So if I come back into the browser, you could see that I have these 2 things put together. So once you've gotten a basic variable set up, see if you could do this next thing called concatenation, which is combining things together.